Onslaught has been out for just under a month, and I have felt so refreshed to play a new activity and grind newly updated weapons in this mode. In this video, I'm going to explain 10 things that you may or may not have known about things within this activity and how you can be better at them, so let's get into it. What's up guys, I'm Rub, and today we're going to talk about 10 things that Bungie does not clearly tell you that will help you in your endeavor to completing 50 waves on Legend difficulty. But first, if any of these details or tips helped you, be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Alright, number 1. You can heal the ADU defenses by simply throwing an ADU battery at them. The only indicator that I've seen is that the decoys will be glowing red, and I've only seen it on decoys and turrets. All you have to do is just throw it a few times at the defense and boom, it is now all healed up. Number 2. There are specific rounds within a 10 round boss wave that are classified as challenge runs, where there are mini bosses or certain objectives you must do. These can include Tormentors, Shielded Demolitionists, Diffused Mines, Demolitionists, Sky Bombers, and Shielded Sky Bomber. These specific objectives will only happen on waves 3 and 9 of the 10 round boss sequence. So if you're on wave 20, it will be 23 and 29 and so on. The best tip is to always make sure you have supers and heavy ammo for these specific rounds, as the RNG of the normal enemies can really depict how well it goes. Number 3. When the ADU is at max health, you will receive 3 times the scrap for throwing ADU batteries at the tower. So even if you don't think you need to throw the batteries since your tower is at full health, you need to do so in order to really maximize your scrap. This also gives you a little more of an incentive to really bear down on your defenses to make sure your ADU is at max health as much as possible. Number 4. During the boss phases, you will have an opportunity about a quarter to a half of the way through, either deploy more defenses to help you, or ignite a rift that spawns from a certain yellow bar enemy within the arena. This rift is very useful as once you grab it and slam it in the middle of the room, it will chunk the boss's health by about the same as unstable light from the Golgoroth encounter. This can spawn multiple times within that specific boss fight, so be sure to look out for these aids to help you complete the encounter. Number 5. Turrets and decoys are by far more superior traps or defenses than Onslaught, but when the going gets tough and you have to use excess scrap on later waves, and the only thing left is trip mines, be wary of these. Yes, trip mines are meant to help you, but these traps can actually hurt your team. Trip mines will destroy a well or a bubble if that super is placed within its line of fire and an enemy happens to walk by it. This was done on a gold level trip mine, so it is unclear if that is the only tier that it does it on, but until then I would make sure if you do use trip mines to place your defense supers away from them. Moving on to number 6. This might be an obvious one, but when a bonus round comes, they will reward you with a heavy crate, more resources, vendor rep including trophies, and armaments. Be sure anytime there is a bonus round that you knock it out as soon as possible, and this will help you tremendously in later rounds. Number 7. Weapon attuning is significant for the weapon you are trying to farm, where simply activating it at the Hall of Champions gives you a 50% drop rate chance of that weapon. But looting the chest after boss phases and the final encounter in Onslaught are not the only place you can receive Brave weapons. The chest to the left of Shaxx can be used by depositing 10 trophies of Brave, and this 50% drop chance also works from here as well as a chance to get shinies. I managed to get a really good edge transit from the chest after aimlessly grinding Onslaught and getting crappy rolls. Number 8. During a Tormentor challenge round on waves 3 or 9, you shouldn't freak out because unlike the other mini bosses, Tormentors are actually not attracted to the ADU. They are only attracted to defenses and you the player. So if you don't have any defenses, simply just move away from the ADU and the Tormentor will just stay attracted to you, and you can have another teammate or two take care of the normal ads from the wave. Once all the ads are dead, you can all focus on them without sweating during a higher level wave. Alright, number 9. Buy rounds are crucial in Onslaught, especially in later rounds when you have saved up your scrap or are in need of a defense. These buy rounds only happen after waves 3 and 6, so just after a challenge round and then right after you return from the Spark Ignition on the Pyramid ship. Knowing when buy rounds will be available lets you plan out a little bit more during this activity. Lastly, number 10. Along with Brave weapons, enhancement cores, and trophies of bravery, you also have a chance at higher tier materials such as ascendant alloys from the chest after bosses on waves 40 and 50. This gives a little bit more incentive to push towards those later rounds, especially since Bungie increased the drops for trophies throughout and gives a random bonus weapon from just completing waves up to the max round of 50. Those are my 10 tips that you may or may not have known about Onslaught, so be sure to take this information and use it on your next round of Onslaught. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy farming, Guardians.